He says, can you give me details about the war between Ali and Muawiyah, may Allah be pleased with them? Because we hear a lot of things. Akhi, I wasn't there, so I cannot give you the details of what had happened between them. What I can give you are the following. One, the Prophet ﷺ told us that Ali is one of the 10 heaven bound. So he is one of the top 4 in Islam men, without a doubt. Two, the Prophet told us ﷺ that there will come a time where 2 great factions of the Ummah would fight, and the wrong party would lead Ammar ibn Yasir to be killed. And Ammar ibn Yasir was with the army of Ali ibn Abi Talib. So we know that the other side was wrong. 3, we know for certain that Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father, was the brother-in-law of the Prophet ﷺ, meaning that the Prophet was married to his sister Habiba, the mother of the believers, and that he was one of the scribes of the Wahy. So whenever the Prophet received revelation of the Qur'an, Muawiyah was ordered to come and write these verses, which is an honor that is not given to any Tom, Dick, or Harry. Fourthly, we believe that the companions are in Jannah, and that they are among those whom Allah had His pleasure be upon them. Allah is pleased with them and they're pleased with Allah Azza wa Jal. So it would be illogical for us to go and try to sort out what had happened and talk ill about one part or party and talk good about the other. They had a dispute, and whatever were the reasons there were among their armies people who did not want peace, and who initiated and ignited the fire of war, which caused to what we know. Does this mean that they are this or that? No. They are companions of the Prophet. We must love them and respect them, and we believe that they did what they had done out of good intention, and Allah Azza wa Jal is the judge. You need not go a further step after all of that, because anything else would lead you to speaking ill about one of the companions. And the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, told us, leave my companions, leave them aside, let them be, because if one of you were to give the equivalence of Mount Uhud in gold in the cause of Allah, this would not come close to the mud of one of them, nor a half of it. So if you spend the weight of Mount Uhud in gold, this would not come close to what one of them spends in the palms of his hand, or even in one palm of his hand. So definitely you should stay away from that. Allah Azza wa Jal knows better. What is our stance towards Yazid ibn Muawiyah? Yazid is from the Tabi'een. He's not a companion. And it would be unfair to go and indulge in stories and narrations that we were not witness to. And it is totally unacceptable to take sides by saying, no, we are with Yazid and not with Hussein. Al-Hussein, may Allah be pleased with him, definitely, Ibn Ali is one of the masses of the youth of paradise. He's the grandson of the Prophet ﷺ. He is the son of Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet ﷺ. His virtues and attributes are well known to all. However, through history, we believe that Yazid only instructed the army to prevent Al-Hussein, may Allah be pleased with him, from entering Iraq. And the culprits and the evil elements in the army misinterpreted that and went further to attack and execute and kill Al-Hussein. So it was not the doing of Yazid. And Yazid was reported to have cried and honored the family and the companions that were with Al-Hussein, and he escorted them back to Medina, and he did so many things trying to prove and show that he had no ill intent to this great companion. Nevertheless, we don't go to the limit of praising Yazid, as we don't go to the extent of saying that he's a kafir, and that's like the Shia say. No, he's a normal person, had his pros and had his cons, had lots of good things in him as a Khalifa, and also had lots of bad things as a sinful Muslim, and he is to Allah Azza wa Jal to judge. So it would be immature and illogical for us to indulge in judging a person we had never met, and through stories that are not authentic and not well established, and Allah knows best. Did Yazid order his troops to kill Al-Hussein? No, he did not. And he was very angry with the people who brought him this info, and he cried for him and honored his family, the remaining of his family. And all what the Shia circulate is not true. Yazid was not a companion like Al-Hussein. Yazid was a tabi'i, but at the same time, people go to extremes. Some of them make Yazid to be one of the righteous scholars and awliya of Allah Azza wa Jal. And some of them, like the Rafidah, make him a kafir. And this is the imbalance that the Sunnis, the Muslims don't have, alhamdulillah. We have balance because we have no relationship with either party. We love Al-Hussein because he's the grandson of the Prophet ﷺ, and we love him because he is the master of the youth in paradise. But our love to him does not make us transgress and say that Yazid killed him when he did not, and Allah knows best.
Can Sunnis visit Karbala and perform pilgrimage? As I know someone close to me who has gone, is there any haram in this? Any Sunni who goes to Karbala, which is the burial ground, as they claim, of saints and Ahlul Bayt, etc. Any Muslim who goes there thinking that he's performing Hajj, this is an act of apostasy. Takes him out of the fold of Islam, because Hajj can only be done to Mecca. Any so-called Muslim goes and travel to such shrines, if he doesn't commit shirk, he's an innovator and making a major sin for traveling to other than the three sacred places, which is Mecca, Medina, and Al-Quds, Bayt al-Maqdis. These are the only three places the Prophet permitted us ﷺ to pack our bags and travel to as a form of worship. So this friend of yours is not a Sunni, definitely. He's a full-fledged Shia. And the concept of performing Hajj to Karbala is an act of apostasy.